This is just yet another story of why I open carry. I helped a gentleman find a revolver. He was getting ready to travel with his family, and he relates this story to me later, and it really is a heartwarming story. He got a hold of me and he said, "Hey, I'm looking for a Smith and Wesson 357 Magnum, and wanted a specific barrel length," and I was able to help him find it, and which is something that I proudly do for many friends and just even total strangers. And so as he's relating this story to me later, it was heartwarming because he goes on a trip and he's down in the South. He's in Florida. They're staying in a roadside motel, which is interesting. Two different gentlemen have told me roadside motel stories, and I've actually recorded another one, and separately, so you might find that in my videos list. But he said he was staying there with his family, and he said middle of the night, somebody starts trying to shoulder the door in. So these, if you're not familiar with these roadside motels, you walk up the outside of them and up into your room, whether you're on the ground floor or up on top. And he said this guy just started slamming his shoulder into the door repeatedly, trying to get in, and this gentleman that I have considered a friend for many years now, he goes over to the door, and of course the door's reinforced, but he said the guy was really giving it his all and was going to get in. And he said at that point he pries back those heavy curtains because he realizes he's got seconds, not minutes. I mean, if he waits, he will have to shoot this guy, and then the police will be there, and it's just a big bloody mess, and he'll have to take this guy's life. And anyone worth their 2 cents, you might have to, but only a moron wants to have to take someone's life. And so this man pulled back these heavy blackout style curtains, and he taps the glass, tink, 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 with this revolver. And when he did, the gentleman outside, he said he looked like a tweaker. He just absolutely had all of the earmarks of drug abuse, and he said it was probably someone thinking he could run in and overpower him and take money from people who were traveling. He said probably had watched them go into their room is something we talked about. And so at that point, my friend taps the glass and then steps back and points the handgun, and the guy looks at him, turns, from by the door where he's trying to, shoulder his way in, and turns and looks, screams and runs. And my friend didn't have to pull the trigger. And there are so many instances that happen like that. You don't hear about these in the news because they're not newsworthy. You don't hear about these in the news because they go unreported. If the intended victims do call the police, the reports are filed quietly, and the press are never involved. It's not something that's sensational, like 3 or 4 people in a pool of blood. So it's just one more positive about traveling with a firearm and being safe. Because without that firearm, I'm afraid that my friend would have been dead, and I'm afraid that his daughters and his wife and his family would have been, at the very least, the worse for wear. Have a great one. If you hadn't seen the rest of my videos, check them out. Go ahead and subscribe if you like what I do. Like my videos. And then finally, if you identify with what I'm talking about, share it with your friends. Thanks.